So I just saw the new Star Wars 2.5 hour commercial, and it was fun, I guess. Okay, so this is the ninth main series Star Wars movie, and while I can say I enjoyed it, I believe it's going to have that last Jedi outrage. It has some really dumb things in it. However, the good parts of it really hit you in your soft spots if you're a Star Wars fan. I can't say I recommend this movie 100%. It's a 6 out of 10 in my opinion. Again, it's not bad. It just has. My biggest problem with the movie is it doesn't have a soul. So that's it for your non-spoiler review, I guess. I guess spoilers coming up right now. Okay, it's a 6 out of 10. If you're a Star Wars fan, my advice, if you want to enjoy it, is don't take it too seriously. And I think you're going to have fun. Now, for the spoiler part. Kylo Ren dies. It's kind of dumb. So, at the climax of the movie, uh, there's a big fight scene with all the Star Destroyers they showed in the trailer. And meanwhile, Rey and Kylo Ren are teaming up to fight Emperor Palpatine, who is alive for some reason. I don't know. It's implied that it's a clone. I think. How the fuck did he survive being thrown? You know what? Who cares? And there's this really weird part where she defeats him, but then Rey dies, like falls on the ground. She dies with her eyes open, like dead. So Kylo Ren rushes at her, grabs her, does a healing thing Rey was shown to do earlier in the movie. She comes back to life, they kiss, and then Kylo Ren dies and fades away. Okay. Why though? Like, I get it, he gave her his life force, but God, it felt so cheesy. It felt so Disney-ish. Oh yeah, by the way, Kylo Ren has a midlife crisis and turns good towards the last 30 minutes of the movie. Everything with Kylo Ren is really well handled, I'd say. His death was. I don't know how to feel about it, but uh, his arc was good, and there's a really great scene where Harrison Ford has a cameo and talks to him again, and he goes for the position like he did in Force Awakens to open his lightsaber and kill him, but then he turns around and tosses it. It was pretty great. The Luke comes back to Rey as she tosses her lightsaber away, which was a nice contrast, and he grabs it and brings it to her. I like that. Uh, Now about the dumb things in the movie. There's a scene where they attack a Star Destroyer by dropping. Remember the casino seeing those horse things? Something like that. They drop it on. They drop horses on top of a Star Destroyer, and they run with horses on a Star Destroyer. Horses. Star Destroyer. It was so stupid. Uh, Other dumb things, I guess they erased C-3PO's memory to get back one line out of a blade that told them the coordinates to Palpatine's secret base of bullshit. By the way, you're probably asking, Swordbeam, why didn't you start the review from the beginning of the movie to the end? Till the end, like a normal person? Well, apart from it being like 12 in the night and me being quite tired, there's also the factor that I want to confuse you as much as possible because the plot gets kind of weird. Okay, so we find out who Rey's parents are. Kinda, not really. Like, they are actually nobodies. They just tried to save her. That's why they sold her. Something everybody expected. Rey is related to Palpatine. She's his granddaughter. Who, did Palpatine? How did Palpatine have kids? Who cares? Um, the thing that really, again, hits me here, and I can't say this movie is good, or I feel like I can't recommend it. I think it's better than The Last Jedi. Not as good as Force Awakens. It falls kind of in the middle. But what really kills it for me is how much I know this isn't the end. Like, the entire movie's telling you this is the end. It's over. Like, the first the First Order is dead. The Last Order, which is the people in this movie, the Palpatine's army, which they're the same people, they're just called the Last Order. Um, then, Darth Maul is dead. Uh, I think every single Sith, even in the fucking TV shows, everybody's dead. Where do you go from here? Like, the only place you can go is some poor sons of bitch and fucking stormtrooper push the snooze button on his phone way too much. So he arrived there late, sees everyone dead. The entire First Order, the Sith, everybody's dead. And then he's like, well, shit. I guess I gotta fix this mess up. That's the only... Maybe they do that with a secret clone of Palpatine that's on a faraway galaxy. I don't know. Maybe they're gonna start making prequels again. Which I really hope they don't. And if they do, make it really far back so we don't know what's going to happen. The worst thing about the prequels, in my opinion, is you know who's gonna live, who's gonna die, so you don't have any suspense throughout them. And if they make prequels again, they better make it in a way where I'm worried who lives, who dies. Throughout this movie, it's mostly predictable, even though it's really tried not to be. Another bad thing about the movie is they introduce a lot of new characters, and they don't. They try to develop. It's like they had a stroke. Like the left side of their brain. I'm touching the right side. The left side of their brain was saying we need to develop these characters. The right side of their brain was saying, oh God, we need to focus on the main script. This movie feels kind of incomplete. It has some really cool moments, but it has some great fight scenes though. Every fight scene with Ren and Kylo was great. The fight in the end was great, if not only a little over the top. The part where Palpatine sucks the life out of both Kylo and Rey, and then gets all Super Saiyan and just blasts every rebellion ship with his zappy fingers. I don't like. It feels too over the top. That's what I don't like about it. It doesn't feel well thought out. Like, I don't want to ask these questions that every 9-year-old asks. Or if Palpatine can shoot all the X-Wings up the sky, why didn't he do that in the previous movies? It feels like the writers were thinking about making this more cool, more iconic without thinking, more fan servicey without thinking what makes a good story. It's not offensive, but it's a little too bland. It's landing, but it's mostly leaning towards good, but I can't say it's one of the better Star Wars movies. It doesn't have a soul. That's the biggest problem of it. Anyway, so guess I'm back from the dead after how many months had it been? God knows. God, if I'm checking. Last year of high school is bullshit. I guess I'm gonna have another review of something really soon. It starts with S and ends with Add Satan. I'll hint for all of you out there. So that was my review of the biggest Star Wars commercial to ever come out. No, that wasn't all three of the prequels combined. Fuck. Again, 6 out of 10. Okay movie. You go in, you watch it, you feel good for a couple of minutes, and then you go on your life. So, good night, everybody. Go watch it or don't. I don't really care. Bye.